Welcome, Leo, to in-depth weekly astrology overview and Zodiac forecast for week commencing the 15th of June for the ascendant, the sun, or the moon. Going to share the big themes of the week ahead first. On screen is your event chart as we come into the week. Always provides a powerful backdrop. I'll unpack that. I'll then go through each of the influences in detail. By the end of the forecast, you'll have a clear picture of what's upcoming in terms of your energy, work, relationships, or finances. I'm astrologer Patrick Arundel. A very warm welcome. If you've yet to subscribe to my channel, please do so now to help it to continue to thrive. But please also click or tap the bell notification symbol. We have a new moon as we go into this week. It's a sparkling epipescent one in the quick-witted sign of Gemini. But for you, that's getting you to think, Gemini, about your long-term plan or your social interaction or network, the 11th house. But we do have Uranus at home in Gemini on a new moon for the first time in 77 years, and Uranus is forging a complex angle to the nodal axis. What will that mean for you personally? But we are going to see Venus, which moved into your sign last week, forging a series of beautiful and sparkling links. It could be an intriguing week for your love life for sure, Leo, or at least drawing good things to you. But you do still have some activity in the more sheltered 12th house of your chart. And also, you have Mars in the most visible part of your chart, which will be joined by Chiron on Friday for an initial 3-month visit. Now, Chiron is the so-called wounded healer. I'm going to share what I think about that for you, but then on Sunday, the sun returns after an 11-month gap to the sign of Cancer. Very much about nurture, protectiveness and security, but it will be linking back to Chiron, which for you in a much more visible part of your chart. So on the screen now is your event chart as we come into the week. If we're thinking purely in which is the most visible player, it is Chiron. So maybe Chiron's switched from the ninth house of knowledge and uh, really asking you to work on your sense of identity about what you know over the last 7 years. That's switching on Friday into the sign of Taurus. But actually, you have Mars there. And this is really strong because Mars in the 10th house gives us a much more of a platform to assert ourselves in a more confident way. But also, Mars links to the lunation on Monday very positively too. So when it comes to your professional goals and ambitions, it may be a case of who as much as what you know. But we also have Jupiter, the planet of growth, which has been in a tender part of your situation for just over a year, linking back to the new moon on Monday too. So I think what you're looking for around your friendships in particular is people that you're aligned to and aligned to in a more perhaps sensitive way, the people that you feel are really sincere. So if there are some fair weather friends showing up for you, they could be revealed over the next 4 weeks. But Uranus also is in the T square with the nodal axis. Now, just in terms of the signs that they're all in, Uranus can see us becoming a little bit overwhelmed with the amount of information and images that we're downloading. Whereas the North Node in Pisces is asking you to be mindful of your direction of travel in terms of where you're most invested, but of course can be very sensitive, very much about the emotional sphere. And the South Node's in the more practical Virgo and asking you to just be conscious of your physical realm and about what you're eating and drinking. But Uranus can be very much a provocative influence. So if you're tempted to do something different with your future, it may have an impact on your sense of foundations, and that could be a factor for you. But if we're thinking purely socially or in terms of your love life, Venus being in your sign is urging you perhaps to change up the way you look. So that could be some different different approaches to your appearance. But the link between Venus and Uranus on Monday is brilliant. So if there is someone you're getting to know new that you do feel comfortable with, and yet at the same time you're very attracted to their personality, they've got bags of charisma, that's really going to call out to you. Venus is also linking beautifully to Neptune, and then by Friday comes into an opposition with Pluto. I think generally a lot about this week is going to be the quality that you see it as you see it of your connections. There could be some changes, but there could be some new people coming in that you find really, really intriguing and enjoyable to be with. However, because at the very start of this week, Saturn is afflicting Mercury in your 12th house, if there is any kind of contractual matter or politics going on at the moment, that could feel quite heavy. I just think that by the time that Sun moves into Cancer on Sunday, for you, that is the 12th house, and you have Jupiter there over the last year. So you kind of switch from this very bubbly, interactive phase to a much more perhaps protected and thoughtful one, which comes in from the summer solstice. But just go with it. For you, it's that part of the year when you're going to reflect. And with Chiron having moved on Friday into the most visible part of your chart, linking to the sun's new position, if there is, as you see it, some inhibition about really seizing the golden prizes of life, it may be that the wound comes from something that does need looking at. So the sun's uh, sextile to Chiron as the sun arise is a brilliant opportunity to try to just think very carefully and release anything that might be stopping you really demonstrating the full range of your talents in the way that you most certainly can do. I'm going to summarize those areas of energy, work, relationships, and finances next, Leo. But just the self slash the price of my personal horoscope reports. For many years, it was buy two, get 30% off. Now it's buy one and get three for the price of one. I realized that with the cost of living increases, uh, I'm doing my little bit to help. So the one you pay for is your life roadmap report, which helps us to understand the parts of our nature, but perhaps in a more component way, and then break them down, which helps us to then know ourselves better and make better decisions future forwards. Free your 12 months transit based on your unique birth data, and then your draconic soul karmic analysis, which looks at astrology, life, and ourselves in a different way, but can be incredibly fascinating. Please see the link below for more. If you've yet to watch your Gemini new moon video, that's on the screen. If you've yet to watch your Jupiter no more blocks video on the screen, if you'd like to work with me one-to-one, it'd be an absolute pleasure. Please see my testimonials below. And if you've yet to take advantage of your free daily written horoscope, find your device each morning for your early day celestial pit stop. You can sign up for that below too as well. So as far as energy is concerned, I think Uranus being in that 11th house suggests that there could be lots of social opportunities this week. But if you really wanted to protect your energy more than anything else, I think it's being very conscious of the energetic exchange. So some people might be quite fun to be with, but actually be quite draining. Or there could be people that you quite like, but have different values to you. And I think being very conscious of the quality of people that you spend time with, purely based for you, because we're all different, is something that really can help you to maintain your vitality. But I think if you are dealing with some kind of contractual matter that's quite tricky, that could be a bit of a drain too. However, in terms of your professional situation, having Chiron moving into your 10th house is intriguing. Mars is linking to the new moon brilliantly. So if you can link your vision to the future, your ability to network, and your confidence together, you really could make a giant step forwards. If you're feeling it's not happening for you, Chiron moving into your 10th house and linking back particularly to the sun as the week draws to a close gives you an opportunity to really think very deeply over the next 3 months of whether you have got some inhibitions that are stopping you going for that golden prize. As far as your financial situation is concerned, well, Venus in your sign is the planet of money, as well as the planet of charm, style, aesthetics. And so, if there is something that you're doing that's more individualistic and you are linking with people who get what you're trying to do, that could be an opportunity to develop your finances. But I think Uranus could see you also in the T square with the nodal axis, maybe being a little bit hasty in some financial decisions. And that's something not to get caught up in, not just this week, but right through to the end of July. As far as relationships are concerned, though, I think this could be a very important and fun week. But what if you're not enjoying a relationship? If you don't feel that your direction of travel aligns? Well, I think it is possible that Venus's opposition with Pluto could bring something to a head. But if you are lucky enough to be in a good time or available to meet someone new, I think this could be an absolute crackerjack. It's been a real pleasure being with you. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a great week. All the best and see you again soon.